Good day, my friends. My name is Tracy Repchuk, and I'm the host of Reach Millions TV, an entrepreneurial lifestyle and learning channel where I will educate and introduce you to some of the greatest powerhouses in their fields. As an entrepreneur for over 37 years, I've had the good fortune to appear in Forbes over 27 times, speak in 39 countries, appeared on NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, won awards from the Senate, the Assembly, the White House, and President Obama, written 9 #1 bestsellers. And from that journey, I reached millions with my message. So I wanted to show you and introduce you to the people that can help you to find more leads, make more sales, and reach millions with your message. You can find out more about me at tracyrepchuk.com and reachmillionsacademy.com. And I am super excited to be bringing you this topic in the Influencer series, how to reach a global market. So when we take a look at technology and all the good and the bad and the hard and the easy elements of it, what I want to address today as we look at the topic of global reach is the social consciousness of it. And we're going to take a look first at 3 topics: why leverage it, why use it, and what to do with it. The first is why leverage this. So when you are promoting or getting out your message, to be socially responsible is really to be able to connect it to a cause. When you're able to do that, that really expands the ability for you to leverage this unprecedented technology that we have to go global in seconds. You know, as you broadcast on your network, and then it goes through different distribution channels, and then it hits different social media platforms. All of that gives rise to a positive message moving out into the world. Now, when it comes, of course, to world leaders, we really want to be able to emulate and become and tap into socially responsible CEOs. You want to be able to challenge boundaries, use the technology to do that, to take risks. This, is a relatively low-cost way to do that when you are, using the social media and, of course, the internet. You want to seek out integrative governments, find out who has amazing initiatives that you could be leveraging that are being socially responsible, and really connect your message to them as well. And look out for strategic partnerships, people who are willing and able and have a connection to your topic and your message, and see if that you are able to really leverage that type of kind of relationship and develop it. Now, when it comes to initiatives, these are the top initiatives that are happening right now. And so what you want to be thinking with is, does your product or does what your message seeks to expand on kind of connect or is able to link to any of these particular topics? So clean drinking water, obviously extremely important. Food, healthcare, shelter, education, pride, and preservation of the planet. Now, all of these are important to every single citizen. And so it becomes a question of, which kind of boat do you want to jump on? Which train would you like to ride and connect to what it is that you do? Because when we all do that, it's going to allow us to not only impact positive global change, but it's also going to allow you to, I'll call it, piggyback on top initiatives that are happening within the planet today. the ability for you to do this and leverage this is going to be able to provide immediate, positive, and global economic impact. So why use it? Why be active online and in social media and leveraging the various platforms that are coming out and jumping onto emerging markets? The reason comes down to the reach, right? You can get a certain reach within your community, within your town, within your city, within your country, and then within your continent, and then within other regions. But it would take what we'll call a distribution method to make that happen. And of course, the internet and social media are that distribution method. So why would you want to use it? Well, first of all, there's 5 billion people using the mobile phone. Around 2.2 billion are on the internet. So the planet's connected this way. And so now it's just our job of tapping into where is our audience connected and what are they using as far as modes are concerned. And that's, of course, with the phone being almost 3 times the use. This is why creating for mobile and having something that is on the phone and easy to use is such an important element. And particularly if you're going after certain markets, and I'll talk about that in a second, the phone is pretty much the only thing getting used in some target market arenas. And then what do you do with it? Right? We all have our products and our services and our message, but it's really great when you can kind of tap into all of these successful actions of being online. And of course, the first thing is to make that positive impact. There's so much content out there right now that is negative, that is fear-based. The news, of course, is massively one of them. A lot of distribution networks are dealing in fear-mongering. They're dealing in the distribution of negative messaging connected to whether it be, things that are going on within the planet instead of being solution-based or here's how we can get over this. It's fear-based. If you don't do this, you'll die, right? And so you want to really focus in on ensuring your impact is going to have a positive influence. And again, clients such as mine, such as people like Drew Hundhausen, he is the no excuses blind guy. He runs marathons. He does he impacts schools and churches. He went to college. He is an absolute amazing motivational speaker. And it's somebody who is out there, one person making that positive impact and creating that ripple effect within the planet. You want to take a look at, getting recognized. You can recognize others and you also can get recognized. I mean, I have over 20 awards, including from the Senate, the Assembly, the White House, and President Obama. It's important that you, kind of get some recognition, because with that recognition, it elevates, of course, your credibility and your authority so that you can get larger platforms and more exposure. And last but not least, but you need to be making money somehow so that you can fuel your message, your vision, your purpose, your business, however you want to take a look at this. And that takes, having strategy that will implement that 80-20 rule of 80%, impact statements and being out there and making people aware of what it is that you can do, and then of course around 20% selling. So let's take a look at the formula for global reach, and it's going to be 3 steps: target, technology, and team. So the first one is to really take a look and select your target market wisely. again, making a global impact is going to be able to start with a particular audience that gets momentum. And when that gets momentum, then it spreads out wider and further to other things. And again, to penetrate the internet, of course, you need to communicate directly to somebody that shares your passion around your topic. And often it's the critical misstep, because people say, oh, I serve everybody, or everyone needs a website, or everybody needs this, or, that type of thing. Well, they do. But what you want to be thinking with is, how can I tap into a market and be the leader of that market, big fish in a little pond? Because then it will allow you to easily transition to be that, big fish in a big pond once you start to get that momentum. That's how influencers start off, right? Is they tap into something. Then you want to take a look at, what is the goal of this marketing reach? Is it specifically, are you cause-based? Or is your message, around the empowerment of women, let's say? That's kind of my underlying messaging. And so when that occurs, that will, one, help you select your target market, but more importantly, let you set what your goal is. So is your goal to help 1 million women make $1 million? Is your goal to help end poverty for women in Africa? That type of thing. And then, of course, your goal is going to connect back on, okay, here's how I do that and make money from it so that I can help to accomplish this market reach goal. Now, the next thing you want to take a look at is age, because all your messaging and your impact and the global reach that you want to make will start with some sort of audience that connects with your message in particular. So, are you appealing to baby boomers, Generation X, millennials? And that was the thing I was talking about there, millennials, Gen Zers, Generation Y, Gen Next, all of those are mobile phone based. They barely touch a computer. So if that is your target audience, that's what you need to be thinking with, is how do I, optimize my message using a mobile phone, whether that be with an app or whether that just be with something else. And then, of course, the older generation, their medium is still the computer. And so you want to be thinking with that. The other thing is gender-based. So obviously the messaging that you're using, whether it be highly emotional to communicate to women, whether it be facts-driven to communicate with men, or whether you're tapping into a specific type of community, like the vegan community or the dog lovers community, things of that nature, which aren't gender-specific. You want to be thinking along those lines. Then you want to understand, what is the pain and passion to your underlying market? What problem do you solve? And this is the whole thing. If you don't solve a problem, it's very hard to get a message out there that, can really get that global impact that you're looking for. So do you help somebody who's in complete overwhelm in business or in the office? Do you help people with relationships? And then what desire do you fulfill? So if you aren't focused in on a problem, then you want to focus in on a desire. And of course, pets are a huge desire. People will do anything for their pets. The entire beauty industry is the desire to look better. And then even though in many cases, the beauty industry also is always solving a problem. They're solving aging, they're solving looks, they're just solving wrinkles and things of that nature. They really do often focus in on that desire to look beautiful or look younger. And then you want to look at the interests, and this involves keywords in SEO. And you, of course, leverage those in Google. And you can also take a look at magazines, because they have done a lot of research on headlines and topics that really penetrate the needs and insights into a specific target market. And so they are very helpful when you're researching what kind of keywords do you want to go after. And of course, your best friend for that is Google. and researching these searches and things of that nature, and then leveraging that within all of the copy that you have online. And then last but not least, you need to meet your market's expectations. And when you do that, that's where that word of mouth is going to come from. That's where that movement starts to gain momentum. Because if you give what your market wants, they're the ones that are going to help you rapidly spread the word. And when you have clarity in what it is that you do in your market and your message, then that's going to help you to lead you towards that massive success that you are looking for. Then you want to take a look at, even though you're going to be basing on keywords and then appealing to a very specific age category and or market or community, gender or community, then you want to also take a look at terminology. You want to make sure you do not use terminology, lingo, and slang that is from your perspective or an industry. And you really want to speak to that 5th grade level. And oftentimes when I'm reviewing the copy of clients, whether they are, putting something together for an email or for their website or things of that nature, you really want to tone it down. And again, examples of this, one from my particular industry is SEO and ROI, right? We use those constantly, search engine optimization and return on investment. So you want to be careful and either spell that out or define it. If you believe that people really don't even understand what it is. I've been in industries where they'd use the word isometrics, fascia, MSKUS, vestibular, IT band, again, because I've been heavily into the physical therapy kind of arena. They're rampant, as chiropractors are, as veterinarians are, as anyone with a highly skilled field. They tend to use words that are second nature to them. And you really want to just say things like, skin, knee, back, spine, and muscles, things of that nature, in order to have somebody understand what it is that you're saying. Because if you lose them in the messaging, you've lost them, period. And here's why: is a confused buyer never buys. Now, the second element, once you have your messaging, your clarity, you've perhaps connected and you really want to leverage a cause and things of that nature. Now it's time to tap into technology and take that to the next level. And this really involves a few things. You want to streamline your sales, and you, of course, want to implement automation technologies. Now, when you add systems, that's how you're going to be able to scale. You cannot become a 6-figure, 7-figure, and of course, beyond business without these types of things. Otherwise, you're adding so much staff or virtual assistants, or you're attempting to do it in a way that's not going to allow you to grow at the rate that you'll want to in order to satisfy the market that needs your services and really needs what it is that you do. And so a couple of examples, of course, are really taking a look at the list building aspect. Your list is going to be an asset within your business. And so in the early days, whether I go way, way back and it was transcribed on a rock, or we go to a Rolodex, or we go to software such as Act, Maximizer, Goldmine, things that came in place that allowed us to operate on our desktop and manage the people that we have contacted to and connected with. That was list building. And of course, that is what is going to help you to predict your income. And it is also what investors and or buyers are looking for if you ever decide to exit. And then, of course, now came in this amazing technology called the landing page. I've been implementing landing page technology for almost 20 years now. And it is a spectacular technology because people come to you. They openly and willingly give you their information. They have now told you that they're interested in the topic that you're focused on, and they want to receive information from you because they now see you as a expert in your field. This, to me, was one of the greatest assets to be implemented into a company. Now, this is also how you're going to be able to reach many and create that know, like, and trust atmosphere. Now, as great as social media is, as many followers as you can get on there and have that true or apparent influencer status online based on the numbers, your income will still be determined on the list that you control. Because if you have all your followers on a platform like Instagram, and that's your whole go-to, that's your business model, if it's not your feeder system, what could happen one day is Instagram could say to you, oh, I don't like that post. I don't like what you're doing. And boom, you're gone. It is within their rights, within their terms of service to delete you anytime they want. So you have to look at social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, as feeder systems to your list building mechanism. And this is a key, whether it be switch in understanding or in your flow lines. It needs to be part of that 80-20 rule. You send 80% of the people to a list building activity or lead generation activity, and then you spend the other 20% direct selling, if that's what you want to do. This is really where you're going to ask for name and email and build that know, like, and trust. When you build a know, like, and trust within your following of your list, that's where when you start to send out an email, that they're going to react in a way that produces what you need it to, which is a positive click, a purchase, or things of that nature. And how you do this is through an autoresponder system. So when somebody gives their name and email address, that needs to go somewhere. Well, when you leverage the ability to automate your communication, this is a major game change in the ability for you to convert to sales. Because it takes 10 to 12 touch points to make a sale on average, we just don't have the bandwidth, and we don't have the ability globally to be calling people over in Dubai or in Singapore or in Australia and following up with them that way. It has to be some sort of internet-based online communication, simply because of the time differences and the cost that would be associated with trying to connect with people back and forth. So this allows an email to go out immediately. Well, that alone can really help to increase your conversions, because if you communicate with somebody within the first 5 minutes of them reaching out to you, like an autoresponder system does, then that increases the perception of the prospect that you care, that you're there, that you're interested, and that you will respond if they have a question. And so it is within that kind of knowledge that know, like, and trust starts to immediately build. So you send out that welcome that says, hey, I saw you downloaded my report. Make sure you check out page 9. It tells you all about, how to select the colors for your business. And then, and if you need any help, schedule a call with me. These are things that expedite sales. Then email 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. This actually goes ad infinitum until they leave your list, allows you to then send out personalized emails that build a relationship, that promote and sell for you 24/7. You can't get staff to be able to do that with the reliability of the messaging that you have created and the ability to test on a global scale, the open rates, the clicks, etc. When you also get that prospect in the door, this allows you to, of course, create that marketing funnel form of automation and allows you to build in scaling. So when somebody comes in and they take that free gift, then they automatically get educated on the free gift. You create that know, like, and trust relationship. You offer access to a call. Then you can hit that sales opportunity and say, hey, I noticed you've been a part of my list for a little while. I have this product that handles, how to build a six-figure coaching business. If this is something you're interested in, go and take a look at my product called Your $1 Million Design. And then I would send them there, right? And that increases. And you talk a little bit about that mixed with an education, that 80-20 rule still applies. And then you move them to that next level that says, hey, I know your time is probably, you're super busy right now and time is at a premium. What if I built that landing page for you that you need and built your first funnel, built those first 10 emails that match your gift? Would that be helpful? And then if that's something you're interested, book a call with me or click here if you have a whole website that describes it, right? Either or. And then it's moving people through your funnel in a way that 80% educates and 20% enlightens on your products, services, causes, things of that nature. And your job is to, of course, create some sort of reaction. Now, given that we want to create that global impact, you want to create that positive reaction. Everything that you do is towards making the world a better place. And then your promotion is leveraging all of the different channels that are out there and kind of connecting to the way that your target market consumes. So if your target market, for example, is a high online video watcher, which, millennials and Gen Zers are, then you may want to focus on things like TikTok and YouTube and Instagram Reels, things of that nature. So you want to be able to identify, and this is why it's important to know where your market is so that you know where you should be marketing. And then you want to take a look at building a team. This is how you'll get scale. The first is establishing the leadership within your own company and that message alignment and goal so that everybody is rowing in the same direction and following you as you move forward. Then you take that exact same philosophy, and if you're into outsourcing, then you can now start to globally, hit people in the Philippines and in India and in Singapore and in Australia. You can have teams out there working on your behalf to tap into different markets. That's where you can then also add the ability to pull in and be a consultant or strategist for different areas, or strategic partnership, as I mentioned, with other people in these areas to help get your message and or collaborate. And the bottom line is you can't read the label from inside the jar. It really takes, removing yourself from the equation for a minute to find any of the issues that you may be suffering from when it comes to marketing or messaging. Or automation or scaling, because what you don't know, you don't know. And what you don't know can bankrupt you. And we have seen that as we've watched giants go under that we never thought were going to no longer be a part of our landscape. a mentor, a coach, a consultant, or strategist, is they can give you that 360-degree view. You get stuck in the weeds so tightly sometimes that it becomes hard to move yourself out and get that vision that you need in order to really create an integrated team that everybody is really moving in that same direction, and they understand what they should be doing to, of course, make that your goal accomplished. So within the 3 phases of marketing, that branded online foundation, getting more customers and implementing systems, and reaching millions and strengthening your systems, I can help. And so if you take a look at bookreviewnow.com and take a look at a strategy session, I would love to help take you to that next step. Or if you just want a free gift, head to fastactionresults.com. I'll see you next time.